Hello my beautiful souls, and welcome to part 3 of the video series on not feeling so centered but taking some steps and figuring out how we can get into a place where we are more balanced, we are more centered, and we're feeling more well. So this is part 3, so this is the bit where we're going to be talking and receiving some messages from the spirit world. I am drawn to these energy spirit oracles in the intuition deck today. Maybe some other oracles as well, but let's just start off with the energy and the spirit oracle. Something else that was popping through to me as I was moving from part 2 to part 3, on the earth and the air, you might be drawn to going to a park, right? So Google, where's the nearest park next to you? Take off your shoes when you get there. Feel the grass on your beautiful feet. Now, I'm just going to pause for a second to ask and connect to the divine. To send us the spirit world, please send us some messages on the subject matter of feeling more centered, and what does the audience need to hear in order to help them feel more centered. I'm just going to take a drink of water, because remember, it's the greatest conduit of energy. Thank you in advance, my friends. Alright, the other one is, talking about the beach, spending some time next to a body of water, or see if you're going by the lake or a stream nearby. Once again, sometimes that connection of feeling the elements of nature on your feet is so good for your mental health and your physical body and your spiritual body as well, to feel more grounded, connected to planet Earth in a most direct manner. Take off those shoes, take off those socks, and go run in the nature. Feel it on your feet. Even a little bit will do you wonders. So that's just something I wanted to mention. Alrighty, oh, there's one. Personal guide. Alrighty, a guardian angel. That's number 38. Personal guide, guardian angel, and your spirit family. And the most first message that comes through is tap into your guardian angels and your spirit family. So that thinking love, an act of prayer is an act of love in my world anyway. So when you're feeling like you're off balance, do not hesitate to just pray or address the beings that you believe in, any of the ascended masters that you believe in, or to God or Anna, the feminine energy. Just address them. Ask them for some assistance. Ask them for some physical evidence in your life to be sent through to you in the most obvious manner, so you can pay attention to it, so you can see it, to be the solution, the key to getting to the outcome, to the place where you want to be, which is feeling more centered. And that's number 38. 3 and 8 make 11. 11, yeah, so 11 is a master number, angelic number, which sort of makes sense with your guardian angels. If you know the name of your guardian angels, address them by name. If you don't, just what I do is sometimes I simply ask or request to connect to a particular energy field or energy source or certain being, and I describe them. I might not know their names, but I simply describe them. So as an example, if you are wanting some guidance, tap into the energy of guidance, connect to the energy of guidance and wisdom and advice, or ask your angels and guardian angels, for instance, to make that connection for you, or to assist you through that connection, and just trust that it's there instantly. So here's a message for some of you, team. This card brings messages of devotion from powerful spirits who are very close to you. Upright, it reveals two special spirits who have been with you since birth, your personal guide and your guardian angel. Your personal guide serves as a pipeline to the important wisdom and mysteries of the universe. This guide is with you at the most important moments of your life, bringing valuable information in times of personal transformation. So notice when you have an epiphany about a difficult situation, or a spark of awareness, or a flash of courage just when you need it most. That's the energy of your personal guide, whose love and inspiration always empowers you. The other spirit signified here is your ever-present guardian angel. This wonderful being has been with you every moment of your life, bringing profound love, protection, peace, and personal inspiration. There's no end to the valuable gifts to this angel can offer you. And since he or she is always with you, those blessings can be shared at any time. Communicate with this loving being often to forge a deeper relationship. The sense of support you receive will be liberating. And look at that, we've got an affirmation here. So if you want to think love, obviously address the beautiful personal guide or your guardian angel. And if you want to speak love, you may want to start with this affirmation. Loving, helpful spirits and angels surround me. I'm always open to the guidance they bring. There you go, my darling souls. And something else I had, so in part 1 I mentioned how one of the symptoms you may be feeling is actually becoming more of a hermit, wanting to draw within, wanting to have that solitude, wanting to be by yourself, i.e. not wanting to be in the public eye or public places. Sometimes you might want to knock it out of bed, or you might not feel like going to work, or that meeting you've arranged, or that the person you have to meet, or whatever. Now this is interesting. I love this card because this message, because it reminds you that, hey, if you need that solitude, trust yourself. But remember, you're never completely alone. That even if you're, alone in your bed or on your couch or wherever you are in your home, you are never truly alone, because you've got your beautiful guardian angels and your spirit family, your soul tribe, at your fingertips and at your mind, literally all around you and within you, because they are also connected through our heart. Because remember, the heart is the bridge between the spirit world and the physical world. So use it to your advantage. Love that message. Now let's tap into, and I love it, I was drawn to bring one of my beautiful feathers to the table with me today. And feathers in my world, every time I say feather, it signifies like angelic presence or angels, messages of angels. So it's perfect, I think, to have come through today, that great card from the Energy and Spirit Oracle. So thank you for that, my beautiful team. So let's get another card from the Intuition deck today. So my beautiful guardians, spirit family, angels, archangels, please share please share a message with the beautiful loving souls out there who are listening and watching this video today as to what can help in order to make one feel more centered. Thank you in advance for all of your messages. Ooh. A lot of cards came through. I'm just going to go through them then. I'm going to trust. I'm going to be mindful of the time, but we might have to go through all of these, my friends, so bear with me. So the first one we've got, actually I'm going to go from this side to this, because this was at the top and this was at the bottom. So I'm going to go from the top down as they fell through. So the first one we've got here is the lighthouse. And the lighthouse, oh, I love this card. So we've got a female here. Reaching out from a very turbulent, stormy waters, which usually signifies emotions, So when you're feeling off balance, yes, it might feel like a storm. You're going through the storm. Perhaps this is a part of your life when you're going through a bit of a storm. But you're coming out, you're reaching out to this ball of light, because this is the female. She's reaching out to this light despite the storm that's beneath her. And as the result, she appears like a lighthouse. So I think one of the messages, reach out to that light, whatever that might be, looking at the sun, spending some time outside, getting some sunlight, trying to practice love, right? Through thinking love, speaking love, and doing love, because I think connecting with the energy of love is equivalent to connecting with the energy of light. So that's that. Now I'm just going to pause for a second, and I'm going to get the message out from the Intuition card for you, my friends. So here we go. The message about the lighthouse is, you can light the way for others. Free yourself from all the world expects of you and shine out who you really are with no apologies. Coming from a place of love and acceptance, know you no longer have to fit in. Shine your light on all the so-called imperfections, knowing they're actually the parts of you that matter the most, that make you who you are. Give yourself time to celebrate all you have achieved and how far you have come. Attaining the light means you're finally getting to know who you are, not only accepting but loving every bit of yourself. This enables you to step into a space of embracing yourself for all your quirks and weirdness. No longer shying from the light, You shine brilliant, beautiful, and unashamedly bright. The world needs your light. And the signs are confidence, inspiration, celebration, and uniqueness. And I love that because I think it's a great reminder that many times we might not be feeling centered or like we are ourselves because of the fact that we are not showing our true, whole, beautiful, unique, and weird self. And the more we can be that, the more we can be that, the more we can show that, the more we can show that to the world, and the more, yes, of course, that means becoming more vulnerable because all of a sudden you're showing aspects of yourself that you have not shown before, and you've, as a result of fear of judgment perhaps, or fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But I love it that sometimes, if this is resonating with you, shine your light. Shine your light. And I love the last phrase of it, the world needs your light. So you are in exactly the place of your lifetime, with exactly the preferences, the interests, the talents and the gifts and the learnings and the skills and the competencies in order to be who you are. So shine bright, my friends. Excellent. Wounded. Wounded is the next card that came through. And we've got this, feels like autumn, okay? So it's blowing really big leaves. Interesting. Very similar to the stormy water, except this is like in the air, in the element of air, when you've got a real storm in terms of the wind, like a gale. And this lady has been taken away by one of these leaves, or is it part of also a bird? It feels like there's a bird that's grabbing her. Now let's have a look at the message that is coming from the Intuition Guidebook today. Here we go. What's coming through from this card? Give yourself time to heal. Be gentle, be kind. Emotionally, physically, or spiritually, you are in need of healing. It's a time to seek wellness. Allow your pain space and give yourself time to heal. Acknowledging that you're in pain, that you have been carrying wounds for a long time, is the first step. You have held these wounds for so long, but they are no longer needed. It's time to set them free, to stop hurting yourself and allowing others to hurt you. It's time to protect and balance yourself. Healing takes time. Move gently forward. Be open to accepting help from others. Be open to being loved by others. Seek out those who can help you on your healing journey. When you're tuned into your inner wisdom, these people may just appear, and the signs are healing, help, boundaries, balance, protection, and go slow. And I love it. So there's a couple of things that come through from this card when you're not feeling centered, and that's take your time. It's everything happens in divine timing. Don't try to control it or rush it, because things could become worse, right? Sometimes step back, take things slower in order to get to a position of more balance, feeling more grounded. It's part of a healing journey. So remember when we talked about universal laws and the bit about freedom of choice, and that sometimes we get to choose the milestones or the lessons that we want to learn in this lifetime. This could be one of those experiences that you're going through, and as a result, you are thrown into a position of off balance in order to actually learn and develop and go through the healing journey to get some lessons out of that experience. And seek out for help. Part of it could be two things: either tapping into your inner wisdom, and always do that, follow your heart, follow your spirit, follow the messages from your higher self. They're the best custom advice you will ever receive. But do not underestimate the power of speaking loud, which is sharing how you are, how you feel with others, your loved ones, your friends, somebody that you might be you're trusting, and somebody you can be vulnerable with, and seek out help. Do not hesitate to ask for help. If you ask, you will receive, whether that's with the physical beings or the spiritual beings, like we discussed when we're talking about the personal guide card. Excellent. Now let's get on to the beautiful Mother Earth. And I love that this card came through, because I think it confirms part 2 for me, where my suggestions and advice about the Holy Trinity of Love all revolved around using the beautiful 4 elements of our Mother Earth, which is the water, the air, the fire, and the earth herself, and love it. And we've got this beautiful, I love the feminine energy. You know, tap into that feminine energy of creativity, nurturing, birthing, growing, taking patience. You know, patience. You know, think about the birthing process or the pregnancy cycle, and how much patience that requires in itself. About how beautiful the journey is every step of the way, and you know, it doesn't end at 9 months, right? Once you give birth, the journey resumes into the future. So we've got the message here coming through, and I love the green color as well. It's actually my favorite color, and I'm wearing green today, so I'm really glad that there's this synchronicity of wearing the green, of the healing energy as well. So color green, hence the nature. You know, look out in the nature, trees, bushes, grass, or visualize green energy all through you, or any parts of you that you think need healing, to help you heal through your journey. In one of the advice suggestions I gave was to imagine a rainbow color when you're in the shower. Well, maybe think about the green energy or green color a bit more and visualize that if you need a little bit more healing. Oh, we're green, just like I'm wearing green here today. I even did my green makeup. Look at that. What a synchronicity, right? So give thanks and be open to her lessons. Mother Earth gives and gives, always providing, asking nothing in return, and never giving up. She has a strong will which completes what needs to be accomplished, no matter the odds. She provides constant lessons. What lessons are being laid out before you now? What is Mother Earth trying to teach you? Look to her to help you grow. She's resilient in a direct connection with the divine. She doesn't battle with who she is. She trusts and knows what she needs to do. She doesn't shy away from hard work to achieve her true potential. And the signs are fertility, abundance, prosperity, connection, determination, season, and rituals. And look at that. I think it's just a confirmation of everything I mentioned before, as well as part 2. So if you haven't watched part 2, click on the link below to make sure you go through some of those practical tips we discussed in part 2 as to how you can practice love in order to feel more centered, to feel more grounded, to feel more connected, to feel like you're more yourself. And the last card we've got here is the Observer. An observer, so as I'm going through the cards, the instant thing that comes through is that we've once again got a lot of water in this card, so a lot of more calmer waters, not the storm that we had before. Calmer waters and peaceful. So the lady is, I can see her whole body and she's got her feet in the water, so that's something you might want to do. As I mentioned in part 2, go out to the water and just take off your shoes, go into the water, feel the water. But she's also mindful. It's kind of like she's doing a mindful practice within the water. And I see her bigger. It's as if she's connecting with the water and she's so much more bigger. It's just her face is enlarged. She's calm and collected and ever-flowing. That conduit of water is helping her transform and is helping her heal. Look at that. Hopefully you can see that, my friends. You have the physical body, but then you've got the other part of her, the gorgeous, gorgeous hair. I'm just going to read this message for you, team. Step back and notice. You're both an observer and participant in your life. To be the observer, you must step back and start observing your behavior, your thoughts, and all that you do. This is the time to really start noticing your thoughts, noticing what you're consuming, noticing how you're spending your time. What do you see? Drop any judgment and just take notes. Becoming the observer is the first step towards making meaningful changes. Through observations, you can see patterns and behaviors that may be negatively impacting your life. You can then start making change by breaking the patterns that keep you stuck. Being truly aware of yourself and the choices you make can transform your life. You can observe and start making changes from deep within, where true change comes from. You can create new pathways in your mind, new patterns and behaviors, and welcome in a whole new life. And the signs are observe, patterns, changes, and thoughts. I love it. A few things have come through because of that message. So the first one is you might be feeling off balance or not centered, and if you feel like that on a consistent manner, on a regular manner, And perhaps, as this message is saying, it's perhaps there's something in terms of your patterns or your behaviors that you do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that is not working for your highest good. And as a result of that, perhaps take this time of, going within, becoming a bit more aware and notice what is it that you do on a regular basis. Write it all down. Well, do you exercise? What do you consume? What's your daily routine like? What do you do in the mornings? What do you do in the evenings? Do you move your body much or not? What's your family dynamic like? How much of you do you spend speaking to other people? Be that your family, your friends, your work colleagues. How much time and effort do you spend honestly for your work, for your income generating activities? How much of your time do you spend on your hobbies? And don't forget also, using the tool I discussed sometimes of thinking about the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual sides of you, right? So how often do you connect with your emotions or observe them and understand them? And how much time do you spend on your spiritual life? Whatever that may mean for you, right? How much of your time do you dedicate to that? So have a think about those 4 things, and you might want to do it on a piece of paper, do like a little mind map of all the things that you do and put them in those buckets, physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. Do 4 different colors. You can highlight them, every single thing you do in those 4 colors. So for instance, if you're spending X many hours a day eating, say 3 meals a day, color that in the color of, physical color, whatever it is, say green, color that in. And then if you want to talk about mental, say blue. If you're spending a lot of time working or thinking or reading, writing, or things that really demand your mental agility, put that in blue color. It's just an example, right? And so when you do that for the 4 aspects of your life, whatever tasks and activities that you complete, you literally on one A4, A3 piece of paper, whatever you're using for your mind map, you will be able to see from your colors what you do a lot of and what is lacking in your life. And that might be the key to the breakthrough moment that you might need to figure out as to what you need to incorporate more of and what you need to reduce a lot of, okay? In order to get a little bit more balance, to start getting you feeling more centered, because we all need a great little balance between the physical, the mental, emotional, and the spiritual aspects of us, my friends. So that's just a tool that you might want to use. And likewise, actually, one of the ways to try and figure out what can I add more of in my life or take away of, for every single activity you have put down on your piece of paper, add a plus or a minus to kind of represent what you enjoy, what you love, and what you dislike, or is not your preference, okay? When you don't have your pluses and minuses, and being honest and true with yourself as to what those things truly mean for you, how they feel to you, then you might be able to really quickly pick out some things you need to remove in your life, and perhaps there are other things that you need to spend or invest more time into. The other thing that has come as a result of this is with the consuming. So when we were talking about Mother Earth, it was all a lot about, spending some time outside, putting your feet in the water, things like that. But don't forget about the power of food, right? We have to eat, and every single element of that you put in, you consume, you eat, it becomes a part of you, and it gives you certain energy, it gives you certain vibe and frequency. So make sure that part of the observation, and maybe this is the next best thing you could do, is eat something from the Mother Earth. Eat something natural, eat something organic if you can. If that's something that's available to you, go grab something from your garden and eat it. You might make a world of a difference to consume something that is healthy, that's got positive vibe energy of Mother Earth, and it'll just make you feel better. I'm sure it will. Yep, so that's all I had on that. Anything else I might want to mention? So, anything I'm drawn to? And Oracle, okay, I will. Despite the time, there was one of these messages have come through talking about creativity. And I really like that, because one of the things one can always tap into, because we are creators inherently, co-creators of the universe and this reality and everything else. We're co-creators using the power of light and love to co-create and keep developing and learning. I just thought, hey, why wouldn't it be a great tool to grab just one art oracle perhaps and be inspired by one of the beautiful artists and painters in order to see. Oh, a few has come through. Okay, so I'm going to pick this pile, and then I'm just going to pick a card, one card. Alright, let's just do which one of these. Okay, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, it's going to be this one. So we've got Diane Arbus. Look directly at whatever you're avoiding. Look directly at whatever you're avoiding. Well, that's great. Address the fears, or address the whatever it is that you're ignoring, avoiding. The bullseye is always in the margins. And listen when a city tells its secrets. Look at that card. Wow. So there's a lady with a camera in her. So that's something you might be inspired to do. Go grab a camera. Take some photos. Go out in the nature and take some photos of the nature. Or anything else around you. Whatever your surroundings are. Something cool. Instead of using your phone as an example to take photos, actually go grab an old camera if you've got one lying around. One of those cameras from the 90s, those Kodaks. Yeah, you might be inspired to take some photos on that, and then go and get them printed, and it would be pretty much a memory of how you have done something for yourself creatively, and a fun activity for you, perhaps using the 4 elements in your life in order to get you to feel more centered. And that could be a great memory for you going into the future. So here we go. Diane Arbus, United States, 1923 till 1971. Diane began as a commercial and fashion photographer with her then husband Alan, but she was always more interested in the fringes. Wandering New York's morgues and forgotten corners, Arbus saw her life in the city's shadows. After separating from Alan, she made a name for herself, taking head-on photographs of people in the margins, the so-called ordinary freaks, outsiders and society's castaways. She took her own life in 1972 and remains as controversial and influential now as she was in her lifetime. So a couple of things there. Divorce, and then obviously taking one's life, which is quite gruesome. And quite frankly, when one is not feeling centered, some of these events could unfold. And so I deeply hope that you're not in that position, and that you are and that you have the strength and the wisdom to practice more love for yourself. And if that means reaching out to a professional who can help you through this journey, please do so. From the bottom of my heart, if you are feeling so low, reach out for help, speak some love, share your story, reach out for help. There are professionals out there who can assist you in that. And Diane, what else can Diane inspire us? The so-called ordinary freaks, outsiders, and society's castaways. So yeah, the point of this is that Diane took photos of people in the margins, the freaks, outsiders, and society's castaways, and it's reminding me of the lighthouse card, right? The one that we were talking before about. Be your unique self. If you're not feeling centered because you feel like you're still hiding some things away from the world, as in you're experiencing, you're still hiding some things, you're in the closet. As an example, some people are really afraid to show their spirituality to the outside world, so they're in the spiritual closet. That's just one example. But whatever you are, you're perfect, you're exactly the way you're meant to be. There's a reason why we have our interests and gifts and talents and quirks and thoughts and things like that about us that make us unique. So shine your light. The world needs it. And be inspired by this lady Diane, who, as a result of taking photos of people in the margins, has actually made a name for herself. She's very well known. She's obviously made into this art oracle for a reason. And I truly hope that you get inspired by her little message. Even by taking photos as an example of an activity you could do in order to get to a position where you're at ground zero, getting a bit more center in your life and feeling more balanced. Okay team, on that note, I'm going to wrap up part 3 there, and I truly hope that you have found value as a result of this video series. If so, please comment down below with the letter V for value or a heart emoji to show your love and appreciation for this content. Please consider subscribing. I did make a commitment to donate 22% of my income as a loving soul to charities and noble causes. So you watching this content right till the end, my other videos, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing this with your loved ones actually really helps. And together we will multiply the love, my friends, and share it with others who need it the most. On that note, I do truly hope that this has been inspirational for you in order for you to get into a place where you're feeling like you know, or you have the next tip, or you have heard some tips that may help you to get more centered and feel more centered in your point in time, my friends. All the very best. I hope you have a lovely day and the rest of your week. All the very best. Bye for now.